The world is awake again. Not refreshed, just awake. Systems hum, leaders clear their throats, headlines stretch before they run. Somewhere, someone says this is under control. Somewhere else, someone writes it down. And here I am, a raccoon. Which means I know a thing or two about mess, about leftovers dressed up as plans, about shiny things that look valuable until you touch them. I live close to what gets discarded. That's not an insult, it's a qualification. Holding the thread. Not because this is strange, because it fits. I do not own borders. I do not manage markets. I just observe what falls out when powerful people move too fast. So let us begin. Slowly, carefully, as if reality might crack if we rush it. Our first story arrives already shouting. It does not ask to be verified. It asks to be repeated. The claim moves faster than the facts ever could. Venezuela says its president, Nicolas Maduro, was kidnapped by the United States. So, what happened? Apparently, the bald eagle from the white retirement home didn't have the smoothest start to the new year. The mood? Questionable. The global situation? Complicated. The patience? Limited. And as it often goes when power meets a bad mood, creative ideas suddenly appear. So, naturally, the dictator of Venezuela was picked up. No big drama, no lengthy discussions, no paperwork worth mentioning. The story was basically over before the morning rooster in Venezuela even realized it had a job to do. In and out. Quick. A political quickie, if you will. While coffee was still brewing over there, the situation here had already been analyzed, explained, and of course, morally categorized. Officially, nobody knows anything. Unofficially, everyone knows the same thing, just in different versions. Was it a kidnapping, a rescue, or simply a very assertive ride service with no rating system? As always, it depends on who's telling the story. One thing is certain, Maduro was there, and then he wasn't. Already broke. Moving on.
It was dark, and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice.
So yes, that's how it goes sometimes. Not exactly the kind of story that makes people light candles for a dictator who robbed his own population and pushed the country even deeper into poverty. No public mourning, no spontaneous tears. Well, except maybe from his wife, who apparently was picked up as well. Efficiency matters. To understand what happens next, we go north. Not politically, geographically. To a place that rarely raises its voice, but is being discussed more loudly every year. Bjorn has been watching the ice.
Yes. Hi from the Arctic. Thank you, raccoon. I'm Bjorn Iskald, and I'll be reporting from the quiet center of today's absurdity. So, apparently the great chief of America has been looking at a map again. And somewhere between two oceans and a sense of destiny, he discovered Greenland. Big island, lots of ice, very quiet. And naturally the first thought was, I want that. Ever since Greenland was rediscovered on the map, the people living there haven't been sleeping very well. Not because of the cold, they're used to that, but because there's a new fear in the air. Waking up one morning as part of the annexed states of America. No warning, no vote, just a sudden flag upgrade and new instructions about freedom. Officially, it's all very hypothetical. Unofficially, maps are being stared at intensely. Because history has shown us one thing. When powerful people point at land and say, interesting, someone else usually stops sleeping.
How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
Now, the argument goes like this. He doesn't want Russia as a neighbor, which is interesting, because that ship sailed a while ago. It's called Alaska, still there, has been for some time. Then there's the phrase everyone likes to use, national security. If we don't take it, Russia or China will. So here's a short recap for assisted governing. Greenland belongs to Denmark. Denmark is part of NATO. Yes, that NATO. The "if you hit my friend, you're hitting me" agreement. And, drumroll, the United States is also in NATO. Same club, same table, same security umbrella. So the invasion prevention plan already includes everyone involved. Just something to think about, because when every solution sounds like annexation, the problem might not be the map.
Greenland always looks calm on a map. Calm things are often the most contested. There is another space where calm is carefully manufactured, where information moves quietly before it moves publicly. White Mouse has been inside.
Thank you, Raccoon. And greetings from the White House. I'm happy to report on the latest speculations involving kidnappings, annexations, and other creative misunderstandings.
You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron. Thank you, Marco.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
So, yes, this clearly shows that teamwork in the White House is taken very seriously. Governing is a closely supervised process. Care never stops. And the president's caretakers are always close by. No step alone, no decision unattended. Efficiency through constant observation.
And if you look, come to think of it, well, I got to look at this myself. Wow. What a view. This is the door to the ballroom. Unusual time to look.
And when he suddenly stood up during the CEO meeting and walked to the window to admire the park and the plans for a very expensive ballroom, well, that happens. At a certain age, attention drifts, details soften, big rooms become more interesting than big agendas. You don't interrupt, you let him enjoy the view, you nod, you make sure he doesn't wander too far. It's not negligence, it's care. This is what assisted living looks like at the executive level.
And now, before we leave, we look up. Not at satellites, at something more reliable. The weather.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Forecast, your weatherman here at Nuts News. I don't control the weather, I just explain why it feels familiar. Let's take a look. The forecast is steady, mild uncertainty through the morning, scattered confusion around midday, especially around lunchtime, brief surges of outrage followed by long stretches of distraction. By evening, conditions return to normal, which is to say, unresolved but very familiar. No extreme events expected, just the usual climate of modern life. Stay observant, avoid sudden conclusions, and do not assume the sky owes you clarity. Follow us for continued updates on things that remain unclear.
Okay. If you're watching this, it means one full day has passed. Yesterday when I recorded this, I had very few subscribers. Like, concerningly few. I scheduled this video 24 hours into the future, which felt bold at the time. So, future me, I really hope things worked out overnight. If not, that's disappointing, but also very on brand. Right now, I'm tired. Yesterday, I was also tired. I assume nothing changed. Maybe you're bigger now. Maybe you're not. Either way, this aged exactly as expected. All right, good luck today. Don't mess it up.